Welcome back to MTFC TV. Joining me this time is Joint Assistant Manager Chris Rawlinson. Chris, I think we can call that a game of two halves today. First half, I think if you spoke to either set of supporters, they would have said it was poor. I think each side only managed to register a shot. It wasn't fantastic football. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, completely. First half had a real sort of end of season feel to it, even though Mickleover has still got a lot to play for, and we have really. We still need some points on the board, and the quality. Not speaking about Mickleover, but our quality was nowhere near good enough, and we couldn't string two passes together. I thought we lacked a bit of energy. We defended too deep. We sat off in midfield, and really, created very little up front, to be honest with you. So yeah, first half was not good enough.
Would you say the criticism again that's been wavered against the style of play about how the ball is in the air too much, how the ball's not played on the floor, which in fairness we did see changed in the second half. Would you feel that's a fair criticism about the style of play? Or
if I'd been watching the first half today, then yes, I would say you could level that at us, to be honest with you. It was a lack of quality. The ball wasn't on the floor enough, and when we did have chance to pass the ball, we were slow in our tempo or we gave it away. First half. I think second half, everyone who was here will hopefully have enjoyed the second half. It was a good end to end. We're disappointed not to have won it, but we'll take a point.
We saw Chris Salt come off. I spoke to him a bit after. He's obviously devastated. It looked pretty bad from where I sit at the stand. Appeared his studs got stuck in the ground. His turn and his knees just not turned with him. How has he reacted after coming off, and what's the prognosis for him?
Well, obviously Chris had a bad knee injury last season, so he was fearing the worst. It's settled down. It's not as painful as it was. Obviously, we can't make a diagnosis at this early stage, but we're thinking it's better than we first feared.
So to jump from a negative to a positive, I think we have to. I mean, I was going to grab him, but he appears to have escaped me once more before I could chat with him today. Johnny Morgan's goal, one right out of the annals of arguably, well, it's the best goal I've seen live. I mean, as a joint assistant manager, what do you think when he picks up the ball there and hits one like that?
That he's that good a finisher that he's got the possibility of doing that, to be honest with you. Out of nothing, and what a great strike it is, to be fair, from a top draw centre forward. It's like 5 and 6 games for us, fair play to him.
He clearly seems to be enjoying his football. I know he put out a tweet saying something to the air and graces of how much he enjoyed being at Matlock. It was mostly he'd enjoyed playing football for a while. Is that something? It seems to me, when I've spoken to Cleveland in the past and a few others, it seems to be something that's definitely there in the squad. They enjoy working under you, Terry, and Frex, of course.
Well, that's one of the things we spend a lot of time together. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday we take pre-season into account, probably well over 40 weeks of the year. If you don't enjoy coming to work, you're not going to play well, and it becomes a chore. And we make sure that we try and keep it as obviously we've got work to do and we've got to improve and stuff. But if everyone enjoys coming to work, it comes out on a Saturday. So yeah, that's one of the things that the gaffer and Terry and myself and Sol, Mugger try and do.
We've got to talk about Nathan Morley as well. For me, he was the catalyst in how the style of play overall changed. He only young, I believe he's only 18, coming from Burton Army. I know he's trained with the lads now for 2 or 3 weeks. So for him to come on the pitch, and he's really at that age to take this game by the scruff of the neck and make a big impression, possibly push for a start next game. That must be something that you three are thrilled about.
Yeah, delighted for him. Came on. As you say, took the game to them, was very positive in what he did, looked to attack the box. Was really pleased for him, to be honest with you, and yeah, well done.
So looking ahead now, it's another point. Looking where we are at the start of this, at the start when you guys came in, rock bottom, we're now, I believe, still 12th or 11th.
Yeah.
We are still well on the way of staying up, but there's still a lot of points to play for.
Yeah, there were 8 games left, so 24 points to play for, and we'll be doing our best to get all of them. We lost another one to injury. We've still got somebody suspended next Saturday, so the squad's been pushed. But that was another important not to get beat today. Mickleover to gain 3 points on us, and we got to Hednesford, looking to get another positive result and start pushing at the top off, which is where I think some of our play this year has been merited. And then, as I said before, gives us that positivity throughout the summer. When the gaffer's looking to recruit, and then coming back in pre-season in sort of end of June, beginning of July, ready to have a really, really good push at, getting to the real top ends of the table.
Do you feel it would be a fair statement to say, although I think the club, the board in particular, has given you, all three of you, tremendous support, you are still trying to do a job with your hands tied because of players that have been contracted before, and you can't necessarily get the players you want because the contract is elsewhere. It's still, and I've said this to Dave in the past, it's still not a reflection, I think, of the squad that you guys would want to lead you into next season.
No, to be fair, there are still players, good players. Some some have gone by the wayside that were signed by previous regimes here. In the summer, and this is all I can say, every player that Dave signs or that remains here from the existing squad is a player that's chose to stay here because Dave's the manager. And that's when really, judge us in pre-season and into the start of next. We feel as a management team that the job we've done here is very good, but it has only just started, and there's a lot more to come.
It definitely feels like it's about, especially towards the end of this season, about building a foundation to build upon for next season with what we've got currently. I mean, we have come a long way in this short time, so for us to be disappointed missing out on the playoffs, it says a lot, really. I think it really does say a lot. But to finish things off, we've seen Salty getting injured today. The transfer deadline day is on Thursday this week, I believe. Is that going to force your hand back into the market to perhaps bring in players? I know Dave said when I spoke to him Thursday that he's always on the lookout. Do you see any incomings or outgoings?
Dave's always on the lookout, to be fair, and I think we'll probably have a few irons in the fire. I'd also like to see some of the injured boys aren't a million miles away. So if you start to see a Cleveland or a Greg and people like that start being back fit within 2-3 weeks, it really will bolster the squad. But I wouldn't rule anything in or out at this juncture.
Right, thank you very much, Chris Rawlinson.